Ethan Hale had spent the last 4 years convincing himself that love was a luxury he no longer had the right to dream about. Being a single dad didn't leave much room for romance, especially when every waking moment was swallowed by work, bills, and caring for his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, the brightest part of his life. But for the first time in a long while, he felt a spark of hope. Tonight, he had a blind date arranged by a friend who swore that the woman was sweet, grounded, and perfect for a man like you. Ethan had ironed his only good shirt twice, fixed his hair more times than he cared to admit, and rehearsed how to smile without looking nervous. Lily giggled at him the whole time, sitting cross-legged on the couch with her stuffed rabbit. "Daddy, you look weird," she announced, squinting at him. "Weird? Or handsome?" he challenged. "Weird and handsome," she decided, and he took it as a win. The clock ticked closer to 6. Ethan had arranged for his neighbor, an older widow named Mrs. Carter, to watch Lily for a couple of hours. Everything was finally lining up, until the doorbell rang. He froze. His date was supposed to meet him at the restaurant, not come to his home. He glanced at the mirror one last time, straightened his collar, and opened the door with his best greeting smile. It faded instantly. Standing there was a woman he recognized only from whispered office gossip and framed photos hidden in his boss's office drawer, Camilla Hart, the striking and complicated ex-wife of his boss, Daniel Hart. Tall, elegant, with stormy eyes that looked like they'd been fighting tears for hours, she stood on his porch like someone who had run out of places to go. "Ethan Hale?" she asked breathlessly. He nodded, completely thrown off balance. Yes. That's me. Are you lost?" She shook her head, brushing damp hair out of her face. "I'm sorry for showing up like this. I know you don't know me, but I need your help." Ethan blinked. "My help? Why me?" She hesitated, glancing around as if expecting someone to chase her. "Because you're the only decent man Daniel ever talks about. And because I didn't know where else to go." His stomach tightened at the mention of his boss, a powerful, cold, intimidating man who never spoke about his past, let alone an ex-wife. "What's going on?" Ethan asked. Instead of answering, she looked past him and spotted Lily on the couch. Her eyes softened instantly. "Is that your daughter?" Lily waved shyly with her bunny. Camilla smiled, a fragile, trembling curve of her lips. Whatever brought her here had clearly shaken her deeply. Ethan stepped outside, closing the door behind him. "You need to tell me what this is about. And fast." She took a shaky breath. "Daniel, he's not the man you think he is. I left him for reasons I didn't put in the divorce papers. Reasons I should have reported. And now he knows I'm back in town." Ethan's heartbeat kicked. "Are you in danger?" She nodded, just once, but it said everything. "And I think he's going to use you to get to me." Ethan felt the world tilt. 1 minute he'd been excited about a date, dreaming of laughter and a fresh start. Now he was stuck in the middle of a storm he never asked for. "Why my house?" he whispered. "Because Daniel still tracks some of my friends. But not you. You're the only person connected to him who has nothing to do with his past. I need a place to stay for an hour, maybe 2. Just until my sister arrives to pick me up." Ethan ran a hand through his hair. This was insane. Helping the ex-wife of his boss, his temperamental, unpredictable boss, was basically career suicide. But looking into Camilla's trembling eyes, he couldn't turn her away. Not when Lily was watching, not when he'd promised himself he'd never ignore someone in need. "All right," he sighed. "You can come in for now." When he opened the door again, Lily lit up. "Hi. I'm Lily. Who are you?" Camilla knelt down and introduced herself with a gentleness that surprised Ethan. Lily instantly trusted her. Mrs. Carter, however, did not. When she arrived to babysit and saw Camilla sitting on the couch, her eyebrows nearly flew off her forehead. "Ethan Hale," she hissed, whisper shouting like someone scolding a teenager, "who is that woman and why is she sitting on your sofa like she owns it?" Ethan awkwardly tried to explain while Camilla looked down at her hands. The situation spiraled further when his phone buzzed, his blind date texting, "I'm already here. Table 7 red heart." Ethan closed his eyes. Perfect timing. Now he had a terrified woman hiding from her powerful ex-husband in his living room and a blind date waiting at a restaurant wondering why he wasn't there. "Daddy," Lily whispered, tugging his sleeve, "she's sad." "Can she stay?" That tiny voice tipped the scales. Ethan walked back to Camilla. "You can stay. No matter what happens." She looked up, eyes filling with gratitude so raw it hit him like a punch. "Thank you," she whispered. But he didn't realize that his life was about to flip completely. Because 10 minutes later, while he checked his phone to cancel his date, another knock echoed through the house, slow, heavy, chilling. Camilla froze. Lily hid behind her father. Ethan's pulse spiked as he approached the door. When he opened it, his breath caught in his throat. His boss, Daniel Hart, stood there on the porch, smiling, the truth behind the smile, long single paragraph. Daniel Hart's smile was the kind that made the air drop 10 degrees, polite on the surface, poisonous underneath. Ethan felt Lily grip his leg behind him, seeking safety. "Evening, Ethan," Daniel said smoothly, as if he wasn't standing in the dark outside an employee's home. "Strange seeing you here," Ethan managed, his voice tight. Daniel chuckled. "It's your house, Ethan. I'd be more surprised if you weren't here." But there was nothing casual in the way his cold eyes scanned the living room behind Ethan's shoulder, searching, hunting. "I'm looking for someone," Daniel said finally. "My ex-wife, Camilla. She disappeared this afternoon. And since you're one of the few men in my company with a reputation for kindness, I figured she might have run to you." Ethan swallowed. Daniel knew. Or suspected. Either way, danger pressed in like a closing fist. "I haven't seen her," Ethan said carefully. It wasn't a lie, not exactly. When Daniel arrived, she was in the hallway holding Lily's hand, whispering promises that she wouldn't let anything bad happen. But Daniel stepped closer, invading Ethan's space. "You're a good man, Ethan. A loyal employee. You have a daughter, right? Lily?" The threat was ice-cold and unmistakable. Ethan's jaw clenched. "Stay away from my family." Daniel's smile stretched. "Then be honest with me." Before Ethan could respond, a soft noise, a child's giggle, escaped from inside. Lily, unaware of the tension, had whispered something to Camilla that made her laugh. Daniel's expression twisted. He shoved past Ethan. "Camilla," he barked, and the room went silent. Lily froze mid-step. Mrs. Carter gasped. Camilla stepped forward slowly, shielding Lily instinctively. "Daniel," she whispered, "don't come closer." Daniel's jaw flexed. "You ran again? After everything I've done for you?" "What you did to me," Camilla corrected, trembling but brave. "I'm not your property. Not anymore." Ethan moved between them before Daniel could take another step. "She's not going anywhere with you." Daniel's nostrils flared. "This is between my wife and me." "Ex-wife," Camilla corrected again. "And it became his business the second you threatened his child." Daniel snapped his gaze to Ethan. "You think you can protect her? Protect yourself? You're a single father living paycheck to paycheck. One call from me and you won't have a job tomorrow." Ethan felt the fear hit him, but it didn't knock him down. Not this time. Not with Lily watching. "Then fire me," Ethan said, surprising even himself. "But you don't get to hurt her. Not in my house." Daniel took one step. Ethan didn't back away. Neither did Camilla. Something shifted in Daniel's eyes, surprise, maybe even recognition that he no longer controlled the narrative. Before he could speak, headlights flashed through the window. A car pulled up. A woman jumped out, Camilla's sister. She rushed to the door, breathless. "Get in the car," she said, grabbing Camilla's hand. Camilla squeezed Ethan's fingers gently before leaving. "Thank you. I mean it. You saved me today." Daniel tried to follow, but Ethan stepped in front of him again. "You need to leave," Ethan said firmly. Daniel stared him down, fury simmering, but for once, he backed away. Maybe because witnesses were present. Maybe because he realized he had lost control. Maybe because Ethan didn't look scared anymore. When Daniel finally stormed off, tires screeching, Lily ran to Ethan with wide, shining eyes. "Daddy, you protected us." Ethan knelt, hugging her tightly. Mrs. Carter wiped tears discreetly. The house fell quiet again, but something had changed inside Ethan, courage filling spaces fear used to occupy. Later, after Lily was asleep, Ethan finally checked his phone. His blind date had sent one last message: "I guess you're not coming. Take care." He sighed, ready to close the app, when another message appeared, a number he didn't recognize. "This is Camilla. My sister insisted I text you so you know we arrived safely. Also, I owe you dinner. A real one. Not a blind date. A thank you." Ethan smiled softly, feeling something warm bloom in his chest, something he hadn't felt in years. Hope. Real, genuine hope. And as he looked toward the camera for the channel outro narration, he said softly to future viewers, "Sometimes life ruins your plans, just to bring you something better." If you want more stories like this, touching, emotional, full of heart, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Your support helps us create more powerful stories every day.